No big deal.
Okay, sure.
Karine, can you describe how President Biden reacted to the impeachment decision by the
I don't have
Speaker?
anything to share about the president's reaction to this. All I can tell you is the president's focus on the American people, hardworking American people. You'll see him in a few minutes when he talks about when he speaks to his cancer cabinet, and then you'll certainly hear from him tomorrow with Bidenomics.
You listed a couple things, the deal that the Republicans are now not supporting, obviously the impeachment. You say you look forward, or the White House looks forward to working with the Republicans. How do you see that happening? How does President Biden plan to work with Speaker McCarthy?
So look, for the past 2 years, this president has gotten a lot of criticism in not being able to work.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
In a bipartisan way with Republicans on the other side of Pennsylvania.
Wow.
I mean, we've heard that over and over and over again, and he has been able to do that. And as you know, the political climate is tough. We're in a different political climate, probably one that we haven't seen in this fashion for some time. And the president has been able to do that. He's been able to push incredibly key, historic pieces of legislation that's going to change the lives of Americans. When you think about the bipartisan infrastructure law, you think about the CHIPS and Science Act, you think about the PACT Act, all important pieces of legislation. And that's just a few. There's been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
What? That is crazy.
Of pieces of legislation that have been done in a bipartisan way that the president has signed this past 2 years. So it can still be done. It really, truly can. We're talking about this moment in time, right, that we're seeing from Congress. Of course, we're going to call it out. Of course, we're going to ask, as it relates to certainly the budget, of course, we're going to say to them that they need to do their jobs. And so we've seen it over and over again. Well, this president has been able to do things in a bipartisan way. And let's not forget, one of the things that we saw from the midterm results in 2022 is that Americans want to see this working in a bipartisan way so that we deal with their key issues that they're having. Bidenomics is going to be so important tomorrow. The president's going to speak certainly fully about that and lay out what his administration has done and going to continue to do, and that's what we're going to focus on.
Really briefly on another topic, I saw the president's statement about Libya expressing condolences. Does the United States have plans to send more money, more help to the people there?
So a couple of things I do want to share. As you mentioned, there was I think a tweet that went out. So our deepest condolences to all the families who have lost loved ones in the devastating floods in Libya and certainly the earthquake in Morocco. These are difficult times. And the United States sent emergency funds to relief organizations in Libya, and we will also send disaster assistance response to the region, an initial $1 million to support Libyan efforts. In the hours following the earthquake, we deployed a small assessment team to Morocco, and we are making available up to $1 million in initial humanitarian assistance to support people in the areas most affected by the earthquake and its aftershocks. Obviously, and certainly the United States stands by the Libyan and Moroccan people, and we are wishing them a speedy recovery to those injured and certainly sending our hope to all those who are missing loved ones. It is certainly a difficult time in that region, and we are here to help.
So I want to talk about CPI inflation. The CPI inflation report came out today. It was hotter than expected, 3.7% year over year, unchanged from the prior month. You talk about all the spending last year to lower costs. The last couple of months, how is that lowering costs?
So look, what we believe is that Bidenomics is in action, right? You're talking about lowering costs, right? And that's something that the president is certainly continuing to do. Inflation is falling while employment remains strong. As you speak to CPI, inflation has fallen 60% since last summer, and the core inflation, as you're speaking to this data, fell to its lowest level in 2 years. And so that matters. Let's not forget about wages are higher than they were last year, accounting for inflation. Prices fell for core goods like cars and furniture for the 4th month in a row. All of those pieces are in the data, the CPI that came out today, and that matters.
But people still hear Bidenomics and they see rent is up 7.4% year over year. Car repairs, car insurance is up almost 19%. So costs are not coming down for all Americans.
So here's the thing. As we know that when it comes to housing, people are still dealing with a lot, right? We understand how that economic hardship as it relates to housing specifically. That's why the president put forth a plan to deal with, on the federal level, how to help people lower costs with housing. So that is important as well.
Okay.
But when you think about wages, wages are indeed up, which matters over the last year, accounting for inflation, even more for blue-collar workers and those not in management. So that matters, as I mentioned moments ago.
No.
So look, the president's going to continue to grow the economy. We talk about Bidenomics. We see the economy growing. We see unemployment at under 4%. We see jobs created under this administration as more than 13 million jobs, more than 14 million jobs at this point. And that's what we're going to focus on. When it comes to Republicans, they want to slash taxes for the wealthy. That's what they want to do. That's what they're putting forward. Cut Social Security, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid. They already started talking about that again recently. So the president's going to focus on what is needed for the American people to continue to give them that little bit of breathing room, and that's what the president's going to focus on. Let's not forget yesterday. Yep.
Is it still appropriate for the president to go to Philadelphia tomorrow, given all the Americans trying to get out of Israel and the imminent ground war there?
Well, look, the president has to do multiple things at once. Multiple things at once. The president's going to go to Philly. He's going to continue to talk about Bidenomics. He's going to continue to talk about what he's doing. To bring back manufacturing, to create good-paying jobs. That's what you're going to hear from Americans. That's something that Americans also want to hear from. The president has been engaged in the situation that we're currently seeing, the horrific situation that we're seeing in Israel. That's what he's going to continue to do. He was engaged today. He's been engaged for the last every day since the attacks, and we're going to do everything that we can.